Hey there, it's Wayfair here, where delivery and setup are as easy as a few taps on your phone. You're relaxing in an old hammock, scrolling Wayfair's app, when you spot it, a brand new patio set. Next thing you know, Wayfair delivers it right to your patio and sets it up. Oh, you need a new grill too? All right, Wayfair's got you covered. With Wayfair's Room of Choice delivery and fast expert setup on qualifying orders, life gets a little easier. Visit wayfair.com or the Wayfair app.
Wayfair, every style, every home.
It's time to get your morning started with the news you need to know.
News update.
This is what's trending with DJ and PK. Hashtag NBA.
Foul line, step back, 20-footer, got it! Mikal Bridges, a step back jumper over Oubre, and the Knicks on a 9-0 run have a 6-point lead.
Wembanyama left wing three. Wee rattles that one home. 17 for Victor, 93-58. 10 threes on the night here for San Antonio.
I'm just doing everything I can. Like I said, every day I'm doing stuff I'm supposed to do. Obviously recovering, not working. Like I said, doctor said 8 weeks at the beginning of the first MRI. So, I'm just going day by day, and I feel better every day.
There's Luka Doncic, the Lakers star, talking about how frustrating it is. Doctor told him 8 weeks, so doesn't look like we'll be seeing him in the playoffs, PK. The Lakers down 1-0 against the Thunder, looking at Game 2 coming up tonight, and it doesn't look very good for them.
Oh, no.
Yes, imagine the anguish of Jazz fans everywhere that the Lakers might get knocked out of the playoffs. Spurs beat the Timberwolves 133-95. How'd you like that for a bounce-back game? A dominating 38-point win to tie the series at a game apiece.
Oh, I saw the score early, and that was it. I didn't check in on that, but
that
to
was
me,
enough for you.
That would be the Minnesota felt comfortable that they got what they wanted, which was the split. You always want to get two, man. That's a bunch of talk. They needed to get one, and then Anthony Edwards talking about loud as hell in Minnesota and all that. They were already looking ahead, which they should. It wasn't working for them, so be it. I mean, I don't think they were thinking they were going to sweep the Spurs.
That was a 24-point game at halftime when everybody had the chance to check out of that. And the Knicks beat Philly. Embiid doesn't go. Multiple injuries. Knicks win 108-102. Sixers look good for 3 quarters, but they only managed 12 points in the fourth quarter. Yeah. They barely scored at all in the last 6 minutes of the game.
The last 6 minutes, they had 10 shots. 8 of them were threes, and they bricked all 3. Meanwhile, when it was 99-99 and the score with 6 minutes to go obviously is tied there, Brunson makes a 2-pointer, he makes another 2-pointer, and Bridges makes a 2-pointer. This is horrible basketball. It's boring. It's not worth watching. It's a lousy product when they do this, and it's just disgusting. If I were a Sixers fan, I would be irate. 10 shots, and one of them was a maxi layup that they conceded, basically, and the other 8 out of 9 were bricked threes. And the Knicks go and shoot 3 twos and make them. And there you go. 108-102. Let's see, that's 2, 4, 6. 108 minus 102 is 6. Whoever says you have to take threes is ridiculous. That's horrible, boring basketball.
The guy who was taking twos at the end of the game was Paul George. He was settling, I thought he settled for contested mid-range jumpers, and he missed 3 of them. One of them he definitely shouldn't have taken the shot.
Not at the end of the game.
And he also went to the hoop one
not
time
at the last,
and didn't hit the rim.
Not at the last
in the fourth
6
quarter.
minutes. Not in the last 6 minutes.
In the fourth quarter. Right. He stopped shooting because he wasn't coming close.
Well, he did shoot. He shot twice at the end there. I've looked at the stats.
There was one terrible one from the it was desperation from the near side for 3. I remember that one. I don't remember the other one. I'm sure he took it. He ended up 7 of 18 shooting the ball.
Well, they ended up 0 of 8 shooting the ball.
Yeah. Well, you're tired at the end of the game. Threes don't go in, but they've been shooting them well early in the game, so you're right. They just kept firing them up. They actually outshot the Knicks from the 3-point line. 38% to 27%, but it didn't help them with the game on the line. Nothing helped them with the game on the line. And the Knicks tried to help them. The Knicks, they were turning the ball over left and right and getting trapped up against the half-court line and pretty basic stuff, but they got away with it because then Philly would go down and fire it up at the other end and miss. So, didn't cover themselves in glory in that fourth quarter with the Knicks outscoring Philly 19-12. It was a mess. But the Knicks are now up 2-0. Other game tonight, Cavs and Pistons at 5 before that Lakers-Thunder game at 7:30. They're both on Amazon Prime Video tonight. Celtics star Jaylen Brown said he hopes to remain with the franchise long-term, despite comments that Tracy McGrady made recently saying that Brown has a frustration that lies deeply within the Boston organization. Brad Stevens downplayed it as well, so we'll see what the future holds for the Celtics. Plenty of speculation that Brown could be on the move. Giannis Antetokounmpo's speculation continues. Jimmy Haslam, co-owner of the Bucks, says, I just think before the draft is a natural time because if Giannis does play somewhere else, we've got to have a lot of assets. That's the GM's job to do, and if he's here, then you build the team differently. So, been talking about it for like 3 years now. Maybe they'll finally do something with Antetokounmpo in Milwaukee. DJ and PK.
Hashtag NFL.
New York City, the Jets, how did that go, your visit out there?
It's great. They offered me, and I'm trying to figure out what's the next best thing to do and all that. And just, I still know I can play ball and do that at a high level, but also, I think that, the opportunity to do TV too is great. So we'll see what happens.
37-year-old Russell Wilson, does he go to the Jets to back up Geno Smith? Does he go take a TV opportunity just referenced, or does he do something else? He's out there trying to sort that out. We've seen this before, PK. Pretty hard to give up the game, right? It is so fabulous. You get to play for one more year. If it's a backup, should you do it? Should you just walk away and get on to the next thing because inevitably that's coming?
Yeah, I don't see him playing much. I don't think he can play at a high level anymore. He's fallen off the cliff probably 3-4 years ago, just that he hasn't realized it. When I first saw that headline, I thought, Zach Wilson's going into TV? It took me a second because I saw Wilson Jets.
It says Wilson Jets. Yeah, I get it, yeah. Whoa, hey, cool.
I thought, I got to look at this one. What's this about? And then I kind of laughed to myself, you fool, it's Russell Wilson, which would not make sense. He's far more of an accomplished quarterback to have TV want him. So that was kind of funny.
Patriots quarterback Drake May called Mike Vrabel a great human being and said he doesn't believe the coach's off-field issues will be a distraction for the defending AFC champs this fall. TMZ keeps coming out with stories. They're going to keep talking about it.
I don't know why. I mean, they cheated, and they're unique to that. I mean, it's not appropriate. We understand that. But
it's also not a new story.
It's
an old story.
We're going to go down the line of everybody who cheated now?
No, just these two.
I don't understand the fascination. I don't approve of it. I don't dismiss it. But they got caught.
At the same time, why is TMZ still presumably paying for photos and putting it out there?
I've been to Sedona. It's a very romantic place. I've been there many times.
Sedona. Can you beat the heat in Sedona? How much cooler is Sedona?
Yeah. It's good cooler. I mean, it's warm everywhere in the summer around I don't know of a place that isn't, San Francisco maybe, and some of the places in the Northwest. But if you're comparing it to the Phoenix heat, yes, it is definitely cooler.
Go up there and get 102 instead of 112 or something. Go to Slide Rock.
I've been there many times, and they have an outdoor little amphitheater. I've been up there to see concerts. There's a time when now it's been a while since I've been there, but there's a time coming not too distant future that I intend to be there again.
Yeah. DJ and PK.
If the world were like a Sleep Number mattress, everything would adapt for your comfort. Because as your life changes and your body changes, Sleep Number mattresses adapt and shift to give you personalized comfort night after night. And now everything's on sale during our Memorial Day event. Save up to $1,200 on mattresses for a limited time. To experience a whole new world of comfort, visit a Sleep Number store or go to sleepnumber.com. Sleep Number, to a good life sleep.
Make game day yours. Tickets, food and drinks, stats, and streaming. Everything you need is in the Utah Mammoth app. Download today and make game night easy. Download on both Android and iPhone. Just top. Hashtag Major League Baseball.
Pages swings, hits a drive to left, and this ball is gone. A 3-home run day for Andy Pages. It is 12-2.
Bases loaded, 2 down, bottom of the 10th inning. The atmosphere is incredible. And the pitch on the way. Inside, Cubs win the ball game. The Cubs have won another one. Listen to this crowd.
Cubs fans loving it. A walk-off walk, PK. Bases loaded in the 10th. They walk it off against Cincinnati for the 3rd straight game. And loving it.
Yes, they are.
Framber Valdez, 5-game suspension for intentionally throwing at Boston Red Sox shortstop Trevor Story earlier this week. The bench is cleared. The manager, A.J. Hinch, banned for a game. Look at baseball drawing a line in the sand. That was intentional. Sit down for a while. Miss a start, or at least push it back.
Banned for a game? It's a little strong.
Yeah. Suspended, banned.
Shoeless Joe Jackson was banned. He was suspended for a game. Angels and White Sox combined for 3 bases-loaded walks. The first time that's happened 3 times in the same game in at least 70 years. Angels win 8-2. We went out to the ballpark and we saw a bunch of bases-loaded walks. All right.
Hey, it's a way to get
Not
a
quite
rib.
the excitement they had at Wrigley Field where, yeah. You do get the RBI. A little more excitement in the Cubbies game than the White Sox game, but they won 18-21, so I guess you got to expect that. Paul Skeens had it going, 8 shutout innings, just 2 hits for the Diamondbacks, and Pittsburgh gets 1 run, and that's enough in a 1-0 victory. Paul Skeens coming off that Cy Young Award. How's it going?
Yeah, and then I watched all 8 innings, and that was, it wasn't a dominant performance. What I'm getting at is he just didn't okay, here, guys, I'm just going to throw it by you. It was a dominant pitching performance, which I think is more important. That he didn't have a lot of strikeouts. He wasn't just blowing people away with just a fastball that is a blur. And I think that is encouraging because there are times when you can't do that, but you've got to pitch. You've got to move the ball. You've got to locate it. You've got to change speeds and all that stuff. We know what that's all about. And he really did that. It was an excellent pitched game by Skeens, not just being probably, when he's growing up. I think he went to a Southern California kid. I think he went to the same high school as Nolan Arenado in Orange County. And, he probably just smoking everybody. And he went to Air Force and then over to LSU. But this was an impressive pitching performance by him. And they took him out after the 8th inning. And the 2 hits, it was really, one was just a little nubber that could have been scored in error. But they gave it a hit, and then Arenado came up. I was watching it, and then he got a legitimate hit, so that took any doubt away. But that was a great performance by him.
Would you rather see a well-pitched game by somebody who's crafty as opposed to somebody where it's all strikeouts and walks, and it's just fastball?
I want to see. I want to see great pitching.
Put in play.
It was great pitching. It was sensational. That's stuff that you can build on and use for years to come. Even as you get a little older, and maybe the velocity isn't as dominant as it once was when you were in your early 20s. If you know how to pitch, obviously the poster child for that is Greg Maddux.
The Bees lose to Oklahoma City 12-7. They'll play again tonight, 5:35. Tony Parks will be on the air. Listen on 1280 The Zone. DJ and PK.
#golf.
PGA Tour has a pair of events this week with the Truist Championship and Myrtle Beach Championship. Tony Finau is in the Truist, Patrick Fishburne and Zach Blair are in the field at Myrtle Beach. 2 events the same week. I wonder if this is what we're going to see more of, PK, as they limit the number of weeks they play. I would think they still have to provide some opportunities for the rest of the tour to play. I guess if they get rid of the limited field, that opens up a few more playing spots for guys, but they're going to have to figure that out somehow.
Yeah, I just listened to Rory. He's talking about how Poppy just thinks it's her birthright there to eat cheese sandwiches at the Masters. The more stories of his daughter Poppy, the better.
The better you feel?
Yeah. And he's talking about
DJ and PK.
Talking about Jack Nicklaus giving him advice. It's a pretty cool story.
#NHL.
Here's Byram right up the middle with a shot. Scores! Bo Byram bangs it home with 10:59 remaining in the second period, and the Buffalo Sabres are up 4-1 in Game 1.
A loose puck right there for Jeffrey Viel, who guns it into the empty net.
That's actually going to be Jansen Harkins.
I beg your pardon. So he'll get a goal in his first Stanley Cup playoff game, and the Ducks have a 3-0 lead with 3.5 to go.
Ducks beat the Vegas Golden Knights in Las Vegas 3-1, so that series is tied at a game apiece. And former Mammoth Josh Doan with the opening goal and then assisting on the second goal as the Sabres beat the Montreal Canadiens 4-2 in their series opener. Tonight, Carolina and Philly. Carolina's up 2-0. Philadelphia at home trying to stay in the series and avoid that 3-0 hold. That game's on TNT at 6 o'clock. And the NHL salary cap goes to $104 million next year. That's an $8.5 million increase. Salary floor will be $77 million, and the max you can pay a player is $20.8. So now Bill Armstrong knows what he has to work with, PK, is that cap gets reset, and like everything else, this seems to be going up. 104.
Yeah, we'll see what he does there. You mentioned TNT. You want to pay a little homage to the passing of Ted Turner, one of the originals in the sports world. Now, he also had another bunch of stuff. CNN, when they played it straight, he was a pioneer in a sense, starting the Super Station and all that. Saw Dale Murphy making videos talking about him and put out a statement about what Ted Turner, and he was somewhat eccentric, but he also was a revolutionary in a way.
Without question, he was on the cutting edge, and he was eccentric. Everybody had stories about him yesterday, and kicking the clubhouse door on the way out, and breaking a toe, and hobbling in the next day. And one night he decided to manage the team. They shut that down. There's a rule you can't own and manage. So that got shut down after one game, but he did that. Launched TBS and then TNT. Definitely revolutionized the way we watch sports in the 80s.
Yeah.
He was on the cutting edge of that for sure.
Right.
He was a sailor for a while, got way into the America's Cup, and he was launched the Goodwill Games. Remember those, PK? The alternative to the Olympics, when the Olympics were getting boycotted twice in 8 years.
He had a wrestling promotion he ran
He
for
did a
while.
lot of stuff.
Well, he did the wrestling, yeah. And I think they was in the same building as CNN.
It was.
It was like on the second floor, third floor.
Yeah.
It was above the newsroom.
The newsroom was on the first floor.
Yeah. Yeah, so he was kind of a Bill Veeck kind of guy in terms of trying stuff. Charlie O. Finley, those guys that were a little bit off the wall, always trying new stuff. But actually, he's known for some real good stuff, too.
What is Trending is brought to you by Shamrock Plumbing. There's no job too big or too small. Get the personal touch with Shamrock Plumbing. Coming up, Matt Tate covering the Kansas Jayhawks for Wave the Wheat and R1S1 Sports is going to join us at 8:30 as our college football Spring Tour continues, and Matt Babcock from the NBA, he's an NBA draft analyst for Babcock Hoops, will join us at 9 o'clock to talk about the draft with the lottery coming up Sunday at 1 o'clock. DJ and PK, the question of the day is next. Stay with us.